Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second episode of our interview series where we're interviewing people who grow food here in New York City. I'm here today with,
Wendy Brawer,
and we are here in the
Siempre Verde Garden on the Lower East Side.
beautiful. Thank you for meeting with me and agreeing to be interviewed today.
My pleasure.
So tell me how you got involved with your garden, whether it's this garden or your specific.
Well, Shay, back in 2012, this was an empty lot filled with garbage.
Makes sense.
And the group called 596 Acres put a sign up and said, "This land is yours." And there's a little code on the bottom. And I went online and I found that little code and I met 10 neighbors who were interested in gardening on this lot, who I didn't know. I'd actually had my eye on it quite a while, but wasn't organizing people. I was doing lots of other things. Anyhow, we made a plan in the synagogue across the street, which was also a partner from early on. And we said 1 month from now, we will cut the lock and clean the lot. And we invited lots of friends to help. And I was part of that initial foray into making this a garden. I took part in the trip to the community board where we presented, and we ended up with a 2-year license. And I've been present for many of the events and decision making and parties and seasons that we've experienced together here ever since.
Beautiful. So what keeps you coming back?
Well, I like nature, and I can come in here and in 1 second I can see birds and bees and maybe even butterflies, depending on the season. But there's also humans in here, and it's a convivial space. And you come in and you feel the weight going off your shoulders. You don't feel the pressure of the city so much when you're in a community garden.
Agreed.
I think they are social marvels, and I want to be part of that social marvel.
Love that. Let's see. What do you enjoy most about spending time here?
Well, it really has to do with working with everybody. It's a lot of fun. Some gardens are more convivial than we are. I'll use that expression. And they have regular meeting times, lots of events. We're a little bit quieter, this garden, a little more contemplative, and that's just fine too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love that. Do you have any favorite memories or stories you'd like to share?
Well, right at the very beginning, there was a couple who got married in here and they put up a teepee. It was really exciting. I thought that was neat. And one of our garden members made the bride a dress out of beautiful curtains. It was, came together very quickly. I thought that was a pretty unique moment in garden history.
Right.
But there have been so many. And I direct a nonprofit called Green Map System, and we help people connect with sustainability and some of the same ways that you do, Shay.
Right.
But because with these tours, I get to bring people here. And it's always a surprise for people. This is an undersized lot. It's considered too small to build on profitably.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And there's really 3 lots here. And unlike Children's Magical Garden, which is just a couple blocks away, where they also had 3 lots, the developer who owns the lot in the middle there put a fence around it, and there was a 10-year battle. We've been very lucky so far, I'm knocking on wood, that the developer that owns the lot in the middle here doesn't notice too much what we're doing.
Right.
So,
Lovely. How do you feel the garden impacts the neighborhood?
now this is really an interesting question because this is a ever-changing neighborhood, like so many in New York. Like in the last couple of years, we've had a very big influx of people coming from West Africa. And I don't know that they're in this garden so much, but I worked with people to help people from other cultures where there is not just no community gardens, there's really no public parks.
Right.
Feel welcome. So, but in this case, in this garden, for example, we worked on the slope, and it's hard to tell now, but the garden used to have a huge drop off and steps in, and so we made it wheelchair accessible.
Lovely.
So that was one of the things we did. I feel that even walking by, and that when we have seat right by the gate, people might stop for 5 minutes,
Agreed.
as well as people might be here all day.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Let me ask this question. How do you think the garden could attract more people or increase involvement?
Well, I'm really glad we're hosting a poetry day next Saturday because I think that attracts more people to come in. I think almost any activity in the garden gets people's attention and encourages their participation. So maybe we need to have a few more parties before the year's over.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
I love that all the community gardens here in Lower East Side do a lot of art-related events.
Yes. And I'm not sure when your broadcast is going to be on go live, but starting the 19th of September, 2025, so next Friday, this coming Friday, really, there's a 10-day Harvest Arts Festival that people can check out at lungsnyc.org.
I saw that.
And it is over the top wonderful.
I'll have to come by during one of the days.
Yeah.
I've been following Lungs for has to have been at least 8 months now. I've met the person in charge. Yeah, it's a really cool organization. And I like how even though I have a Discord of community gardeners.
A discourse?
Yeah, a Discord.
A Discord.
Yeah, like the app Discord.
Okay. Oh, the back gate's not open. Good. We don't have to
there's
worry
a
about
back
coming
gate
in.
too?
Yes, there's a back gate, but it's usually not open this time of day.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
we don't have to worry about something popping over.
Yeah, so I have a Discord of community gardeners, and I have it because even though community is the first word of community gardening, being in a community gardening space is actually isolating in terms of talking about the community gardeners across the city, because gardening itself is a very labor-intensive work, and among everything else we have to do in our daily lives, it doesn't leave a lot of time for talking with other community gardens.
But there's lots of opportunities to get together.
Right, and that's why I love Lungs, because they do a lot of.
Do you know about Green Thumb too?
I do know about Green Thumb.
Yeah, and they're incredible. Grow Together the first weekend of the growing season. Although this year they moved it because it was a national event.
Yeah, I didn't go this year because of what Green Thumb has been doing to a garden based in Queens. They have been basically they put an eviction order out on a garden. Because a woman within the community has had an issue with the garden having a statue that was put there by a now passed away trans and sex worker activist woman. And so this woman has an ear in the political system within New York City, and so she put it above Green Thumb's head. And so the week of the conference, many gardens here in the city held counter events to all the days that the conference happened, and I went to a lot of the events and supported them and did everything I could to support all the gardens. So the garden is now called the Jardin de Cecilia Garcia. Sorry, my memory is horrible. It used to be called Sunset Garden.
Okay. Sensei means teacher, right, in Japanese?
I think so.
Yeah.
You would probably know better than me.
I lived in Japan.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so
my Japanese is terrible, though. So yes, gardens and controversy come hand in hand. Almost every garden has a story of struggle about the land itself or issues in different ways. Generally speaking, they get resolved in a way that everybody's pretty happy, hopefully.
Right.
And it's tricky. There aren't many gardens with memorials in them. I know of a couple in this neighborhood, but they're few and far between, actually.
Yeah. How do you usually find out about garden events or activities?
Oh, now that's a very good question. I hate to say it, I use the dreaded Facebook for that. I sometimes look at the Climate Cafe calendar.
Yep.
They post some of them. of course, during the Arts and Festival, and there's also a Spring Awakening in this neighborhood. Everything's co-published, but it would be great. And we have talked about making a calendar that everybody can add to. But somebody has to be the shepherd or the admin, however you want to call it, and that's a heavy lift.
Yeah.
And it's a big commitment. So right now we still don't have one place where you could see all the garden events. And think about it, these are outdoor events. Weather changes things, so people need to change day of information. So it gets a little hectic sometimes when you're trying to promote an event. Like we have here, we're having this poetry event. It has a rain date. When do you make the call about when it's going to be raining or not?
Right.
So you have to be a little bit flexible. And one of the great things, at least in this neighborhood, 55 gardens, right? So there's a good chance there's an event today.
Right.
And I know today it's at 6BC. They're doing a pre-festival all-afternoon event.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Lovely. So on the website that I'm building right now, there's going to be an event calendar for community gardeners to post their events.
Excellent. How are you going to promote it?
The event calendar or the website?
The calendar.
So it's going to be a lot of social media, basically.
Well, I look forward to seeing it, and we'll help spread the word because everybody's been looking for that.
Yeah, agreed. It's something that you're not the first person to mention it, and so it's something that
it's tricky.
I added.
It's hard to find out. It's word of mouth.
Yeah.
Or your co-organizer.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's like flyers, social media, word of mouth. It's like whatever way possible.
It's tricky.
What is the next question? Are there any resources or facilities you wish the garden had?
We are getting one of the things we want in the next 3 years, which is a water source. So right now we plug into a hydrant that's at the end of a cul-de-sac.
Yep.
Every year the hose gets destroyed by somebody driving over it. So that's one of the expenses that kind of happens every year, kind of thing.
Yeah.
If we had it's called a Bruckner box, and they're redoing
like a water catchment system.
They're redoing the playground that's right next to us, and so we've asked for this box. Actually, I don't know what the current status, but last year the USDA pledged like $20 million for water systems in any community garden in New York that's growing food.
Gotcha.
And if you go by the garden 6BC, which is where the music and stuff is later, you'll see in the very front there's this large concrete thing. Not every garden wants this or has the space for this large thing. So we're getting something that's much smaller. I don't think it's offered to everybody, but because they're doing work right there, we can get it.
Nice.
So for gardeners, not only do you need to know what's happening in your space, but kind of around it in order to tap into resources.
Yeah, you got to be thinking of your local community.
The city is incredibly generous to the community gardens. Water is free.
Agreed.
Imagine if we had to pay for that water, how it would change the dynamic of these gardens. And they provide us, all we have to do is ask, and we get mulch and topsoil and compost. And of course, it did take 12 years for the new concrete, but we did get it, and we didn't pay for it.
Right.
So we are not allowed to cut down a tree in the garden without the city knowing about it, and that's a very pricey thing.
Right.
So we were lucky last year that Queen Latifah used this garden for a photo, a video shoot, or she has a show, so she did 30 seconds in here.
Nice.
We ended up with money to trim our trees. So that's one of the realities is the bigger the trees, the shadier the garden, the less grows. There's a real balancing act, especially if you're growing food.
Agreed.
And if you look in our garden this year, people have added, it's almost like deer-proof fencing, but it's not for deers.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of deer here in the city.
No.
If you were to change one thing about the garden, what would it be?
I'd figure out a way to get a little more sunshine in here. And is it, do we mirror the wall?
Yeah.
Do we
It's a
it'd be nice.
challenge.
We talked about having some kind of little water feature
Mhm.
also, but it's a kind of an issue for the surrounding buildings sometimes.
Agreed.
And there's water flowing, very close by the
Right.
playground. So some of us got involved as they're redesigning the playground. Some of us got involved in the Parks Department conversation about what could they do besides this asphalt field.
Right.
And we'll see what they come back with at the next
Interesting.
meeting. Yeah.
Well, the last question I have is, anything else you want to say about the garden, or?
Yeah, I
just
want to say
fine?
that I wish we had more of an edible food forest and more stuff where if somebody just walked in, they could take a berry or a tomato and it would be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a friend of mine, he's the head farmer at the Opportunity Hub.
Where's that?
It's over in way the other side of Brooklyn.
Okay.
It's
Does it have a greenhouse inside of it?
no, it's
Okay.
actually like this open, like there's like no trees around it,
Oh.
but it's right next to one of the buildings that's like Section 8 housing type buildings. And so he is going to be installing over the next year a food forest there. So they just expanded the fencing
Excellent.
there.
Excellent. And
Yeah.
hopefully involve a lot of the people in it, and then it'll be
Yeah, the food there he grows there is for the community.
right. So it should be for and with, I hope.
Yeah, agreed.
Because this is will bring more of a sense of satisfaction to
Right.
people. So I worry about climate change and the fact that we don't trust and know each other as well as we should.
Right. We don't trust our neighbors much anymore.
Right. And to me, that's a really important part of resiliency is
Agreed.
social surge protection is
Agreed.
what I call it.
So one of these days I would love to host a local farmers market where all the food that's sold at the farmers market is actually grown within the city.
Do you know there is some corporate farms, rooftop farms, like even Essex Market has a farm on the roof?
I've
and
heard of
They
that.
have a farm stand on Wednesdays,
Oh,
and
interesting.
they say it's grown in the city. So I'm
I think
I
more
haven't
like
actually
community
seen it.
gardens.
Community gardens.
That's
I'd say the most prolific in terms of food in this neighborhood is Compost Garden on 12th Street. Have you been by
I
there?
have not, but I love compost.
It's CAMPOS. It's right
Okay.
across from
Yes.
Compost Plaza.
Yes, that's right.
They are very serious growers there.
Love that.
And the amount of food you would need for this city, oh my goodness.
Yeah, agreed.
But I know what you mean. And
Yeah.
it could be small things too. That's yeah, I rented the one on Essex Market to be a pickle farm. Hi. So
Yeah.
good. So you
Yes. Well,
should
it
we
was great
wrap up?
talking with you.
You as
Thank you
well.
so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Shay.
you for being to be interviewed. And so ends the second of our interview series.
Yay.
Come back for the third.
And
Have a good one.
all right, take care. Check out greenmap.org.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. You're next.